Uh,
I kind of did notice, but I knew you were okay. Like I wasn't, I had your back. I wasn't gonna let you be like too far gone.
yeah, yeah. I knew something was wrong with me, and I also knew that I wasn't amongst people who didn't have my back. I knew that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I knew it was all right because you were there and the room were there. It wasn't a problem. That wasn't a problem.
yeah,
It was just off, and I just knew something was wrong. So,
that's okay.
and
That's
also
okay.
I had spurts of being fine too. I was just
Yeah, exactly.
so
So
every went off, I was a bit surprised. But I'm fine
yeah.
now, so don't worry about it.
Good, good,
As
good. I'm glad. I'm
as I can
glad.
be. As I can. So I'm ready. So whenever you're ready.
Are you gonna play the lesson?
Yeah, but are we ready? Are we on?
Yeah, yeah, we're on.
Oh,
we're ready.
I
We're
just,
live on YouTube. Yeah.
hey, everyone, what's going on? It's River Wayne Stills for Miracles Everywhere. And today I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna play a lesson, but I have I have something a little different that I'm gonna do here. And let me just see what it is. I'm gonna play let me share the sound, and then I'm gonna play the lesson. But I'm playing on the Cronkite on the layperson's edition, just for the heck of it. And it's a slightly different translation. I mean, it's a different translation and slightly different, and it's worth listening to. And so I can play it the same way as I do with a little music behind it. And okay, so here's what I'm saying. You'll see music open it up. All right, so sit back, relax, get the food, and also I'm gonna play the way it is too, because that's a little bit different as well. So, so you have your time. Here we go.
I don't hear anything yet.
It should be coming any second now. All right. And
6. What is the Christ? Christ is God's extension. Christ is your true self, your entire mind united as one, and with God. It is the thought that is still in its source, God's mind. Christ has not left its holy home, nor lost the innocence in which it was created. It abides forever unchanged in the mind of God. Christ is the link that keeps you one with God, and that guarantees that your perception of separation from God is only an illusion of despair, because your hope of salvation abides forever in your Christ mind. Your Christ mind is the part of you in which God's answer lies, where all decisions are already made, and where all of your illusions are over. Christ is untouched by anything that the body's eyes perceive, because though Christ is the means for your salvation, like God, it does not know sin. 3. Christ is at home in God, and is the home of the Holy Spirit, and Christ remains at peace in the heaven of your holy mind. Christ is the only part of you that has any reality. The rest is an illusion, but you will give this illusion to your Christ mind so that it can fade before Christ's glory, and at last reveal to you your holy self. The Holy Spirit reaches from the Christ in you to your illusions, and translates them into truth. The Holy Spirit will exchange them for the final illusion of forgiving that God has appointed as the end of illusions. When your forgiving rests on all that you perceive, and peace has been restored to your entire mind, there will be nothing to keep separate, because all that you will perceive is Christ. You will not see Christ for long, because it is the symbol that the time for learning is over, and your goal of atonement has been reached. Therefore, seek to perceive only Christ. As you behold Christ's glory, you will know that you have no more need of
learning, perception, time, or anything except your holy self, the Christ, which is one with God. Mentor's notes. It is essential for you to realize that Christ is in you, not in the personal self. At its most grandiose, the personal mind would have no problem with you thinking that you are Christ, as long as you still perceive yourself as a personal self. But in actual fact, you cannot know that you are Christ unless you also perceive Christ everywhere. Your mind always perceives itself, but the difference in perception between the personal mind and your Christ mind is striking and revealing of the nature of both. The personal mind sees itself as isolated among other personal selves outside of it. In your identification with it, you live in separation. You are still perceiving your own mind, but you project part of it away so that there seems to be you and a world outside of you. But your Christ mind perceives itself everywhere, and in your identification with it, you live in oneness, and you willingly acknowledge that your mind is not only what you think of as you, but all that your mind perceives as well. Lesson 273. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps you are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not yet feasible, you will be more than satisfied to learn how to achieve such a day. If you give way to a disturbance, you can learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. You only need to tell your mind with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Then nothing will intrude on the peace that God has given to you. Dear God, your peace is mine. I have no need to fear that anything can rob me of what you want me to keep. I cannot lose your gifts to me. So the peace that you give to me in oneness with you is still with me, in quietness, and in my own eternal love for you.
All right. She'll let that speak for herself. She'll let that just bless you as much as it can. As much as it allows itself, you allow it to bless yourself. Take it in, and I find it very I like it. I like that translation. She's been here before, obviously. If you haven't, she's a bunch of books out as well. Okay, so Oz, what's going on?
I'm just tickety-boo here,
Katie
doing
Boo,
well.
huh?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm ready. We'll read some today.
All right, I'll share my screen with the book.
How you doing, Bob? Everything going well? I'll take
All
that.
right, here we are.
No news is good news.
Yeah, no news is good news. That's right.
There was something like that where you have power, right? You have power.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to start?
I'll start this way. I can you close out the show.
Yeah.
You have the power to allow this witness to fear to be repurposed by your inner therapist so that it can instead become a witness for love and help you remember that you are not a body. So if you take that alone, that's the whole thing right there.
Yeah,
She
that's
just
right.
she just summed up the entire course right there.
Yeah,
You know,
that's it.
if you have the power to allow this witness of fear to be repurposed by your inner therapist so that it can instead become a witness for love and help you remember that you're not a body.
Mm.
Where is the blame? When something unexpected happens, especially something unwanted, it's a natural reaction to want to blame someone else. There's guilt establishes our innocence. It is true that people can act insanely in this world and choose to do horrible things. They have a responsibility for their actions, which they may or may not accept. You have a responsibility too in any given situation. Are we going to keep the blame and guilt in place, which is what the ego would prefer, or are we willing to take the situation, see the situation through the inner therapist's eyes? We have to decide whether we want to stay with the blame or move into willingness. It's okay if we're not willing to see through the inner therapist's eyes right now. If that's the case, we can be willing to look at the urge to blame with our inner therapist. So in other words, if you say, can I welcome this? Take a look at it with an inner therapist. Take a look at it with a Christ mind. Take a look at that with Jesus. Can I do it? No, all right. Then kind of take a look at that.
Yep.
Take a look at why I can't. Why I don't want to. You may find it's a silly reason. First time I ever noticed that, I did something. I was trying to let go of a feeling of possessiveness, and then I asked, I said, "Can I release that?" I said, "No, I don't want to."
Hmm.
And so I said, "Why not?" And the answer was, because I'm a little boy, a little child suddenly, who wanted this toy, and that's why I asked myself again. I could release it because it was a stupid reason.
Right, yeah.
You know, I mean, and even more than a stupid reason, it was just the reason. I understood now. I was looking right at it. When you
Yeah.
see what's really there, when you see the devastation, when you see the negativity for what it is, you see that it just bounces out. It just fizzles. Remember me?
When you look right at it, like
Yeah,
that's so true. It's that direct looking and facing it and any of the feeling too. Because I I was thinking about this and I think I kind of went backwards in things a little bit because it sort of for me started out with, yeah, like I had that imagination and identified with this voice that talked and answered and la la la. But I wasn't directly associating that the thoughts were what was interpreting the feeling I was getting. Like I had a big disconnect. Like I was quite disassociated
I see.
between my body and who I was. I was very because I know I had a tough time with things, but I also seemed to be confident about what I was doing. Like it seemed a little bit perplexing to me. But I think it's just because I was really being carried, being carried at those times because,
I mean, the times where if you felt disassociated, you were actually being
yeah,
carried.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because
that's
otherwise, yeah, yeah.
like that. I like that. That's what I'm looking at. But I was gonna say, do you think perhaps during those times you were actually in a place a good place?
Well, I was, but the character was doing all sorts of things, and I mean,
Right. But,
it
but,
just,
but who knows what's really happening out there
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, it
anything,
was, yeah,
because it would be leading to anything.
yeah, yeah,
Any action, anything. When we're watching a film, anything can be leading to anything. We don't really know the character and what their until they finish their arc, until they've gone through the main thrust, their main events in their lives. Your life is not done yet.
right, yeah.
So your character hasn't been defined. I mean, you'll never be defined because you're coming back, basically. But because you don't define yourself by this world.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
Exactly. I was
it,
always feeling,
yeah.
yeah.
But if you're going to define yourself, then at least wait till the end of this life. If you want
Mm.
to, I suppose something smaller than if you want to have little mini definitions to run around with, so you can sort of have a definition. I have a definition to show your friends your definitions. Wait till the end of wait till the end of your life, or stay with them for accomplishments, and know what they are. They're just little stories that you're telling yourself, and you're just identifying with more than other things.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
But that sounds good. I like your way of looking at it. That you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. I like
Yeah,
that
yeah. It
too.
sounds like you saw yourself as the carrier to a certain extent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You observe you were sort of like the carrier because you said I was fine. It was the body that was out there doing its thing that was behaving strangely.
Yeah, and everything that I thought was bad that was happening, I never really look back. I wasn't punished. I always had somewhere to go. I always was taken care of in every way. Like it's just there was nothing inherently wrong, you know, quote unquote.
But what
But
about
but
right,
according to like adults, parents, it wasn't what they wanted, so they
right?
didn't like it, right? So,
One wondering is that maybe there's no difference now. As you get older, you start to forget that and what life's really going on in life. That some people say that we focus too much on raising our kids to be independent, as opposed to raising our kids to learn what it means to be dependent.
mhm, mhm.
Because the kids grow up to be, they are dependent upon you. That's for sure. Little kids, more so than most animals. I mean, humans are very dependent upon their parents when they're born,
Right,
and
yeah.
they stay dependent for a long time compared to other animals. You see other animals that are born, and 2 minutes later they're like, get out of there, get out, get out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah,
The humans are there a long time. So why not just work with that and say, all right, now I want to teach you what it's like to be dependent on God,
yeah,
on the
yeah.
universe, on the spirit. And that's a little bit different because now your relationship is not through us anymore. It's direct.
Mm.
It's always been direct, but you had the symbols of your parents to work with. And you can work with other symbols, you can work more direct. The less symbols you use, the more direct you are. And then
Yeah,
they pick their symbols, what they want to use to get to the light behind it, to the love behind the symbol.
to the lab. Yeah,
But no, we don't do that. We say, "Come on, get out there, be independent, be separate,
yeah, yeah.
be an individual." So that's what everyone does, and they wonder why everyone's so lonely.
Yeah, well, I remember one of the things I used to say
Right.
to my kid was not so much the first one because there's 12 years between the kids, but the second kid, I'd be like, "Well, that was what was supposed to happen." And he would say, "Well, how do you know that?" And I would say, "Because that's what happened."
Yeah. Right. Right.
Right?
That's
And it
true
was
though. I
sort of
mean,
like, yeah. And it's sort of like, wow. I was thinking about that just the other day, and I was like, how profound that was. And I really believed it. And I really do believe that.
well,
Because no matter what happens right now, it's supposed to happen. It's always the way it's supposed to be, whatever happened, whatever unfolded.
Yeah, sometimes I get that. Sometimes I don't. But it's logical determinism speaking about that. Basically, there's nothing new under the sun. So if something happens, it's always been the truth. The truth is the truth. So if something happens, you're not so much making it happen. You're discovering what happened.
Right,
If
right.
I'm doing something, I'm discovering what happened here because everything's happened already.
That's
So
right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I've done this right now. This conversation in time and space has already somehow in some way happened. And things so this equations, whatever equations we're trying to figure out, this what have been all the universes somewhere somehow has already happened and already been answered. And so we can't do
Mm,
anything but what was already been done since this world's already been traveled. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah.
So here we are doing the same thing over again, and whether we like it or not. And so our job seems to be the only thing we can to do is find out what's already happened, and welcome it,
Mm,
and not try to fight it. You say, oh, this is what happens, and then if you fight it, oh, I fought this one.
hmm
Constantly see what you've done, and then you can let it go. And that's a life kind of the experiences just gonna slide off you or run through you, however you want however you want to say it, but. Uh, Everything suddenly becomes a part of the plan.
Yeah.
You know, then it makes more sense when something like the personal life says that somehow he's behind everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I like that.
so where are we?
Where are we?
Yeah.
Mm, well, we haven't really read much of this. Their guilt establishes our innocence. Have you read that?
Maybe not. I can start there.
Yeah.
Their guilt establishes our innocence. Oh yes, I really, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, what's in my head was how Christianity is based on that.
Right, 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 right.
You know, being in a club or you're innocent or you're outside the club, you're guilty.
Yeah.
So, it is true that people can act insanely in this world and choose to do horrible things. They have a responsibility for their. I read all this. I'll go that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I asked for it. We have to decide whether we want to stay the blame or move into wellness. It's okay if we are willing to see through the inner eyes, therapist's eyes right now. If that's the case, we will willing to look at the urge to blame our inner therapist. This is actually me quite revealing. I was intensely angry at my husband for putting me through such a frightening experience. I allowed myself to feel these feelings, yet I also questioned why I was feeling so much rage, even though he was okay. As I
Hmm.
felt willingness to look at the situation with my inner therapist, this thought came forth. The raging anger I felt showed me that I was still attached to my identity in this world. A deep part of me feels guilty about my investment in the world. And I feel anger because I prefer to keep this guilt hidden. It's not something to take. If that's not something to take to the inner therapist, and I don't know what is.
I don't know what is.
I don't
Yeah.
know what is. So yeah, see that's the thing. Insights come in when you transcend, when you forgive your negativity, insights come in.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
You know, because when you clear away the cobwebs of your negativity, and in any incident, anything that goes on in your past, they become little moving pictures of insight and wisdom.
Well, yeah, and it's not just like insight, meaning like deep stuff. It's for me, it's like even little worldly things on how
Also,
to do things. Like it
yes,
just is effortless.
as I said, the movie Limitless.
Hmm.
You see that
No,
movie?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, with they take that pill or
Exactly, yeah,
she takes
exactly.
all that.
With Bradley Cooper, I think was in it, and Robert De Niro, and he took the medicine, and he so everything was effortless. And he was so the movie had a symbol of the pill, but that was just a symbol that they needed something. At the end of the movie, he didn't need the pill. He didn't need the pill anymore.
Right, right. Yeah.
he was able to do exactly what he was doing on the pill. So that was like in the book. That was our book, the Course in Miracles book, the pill, you know. And then it was gone. He gave up the book, and all he needed it was all his heart. He said that I have it right here, my heart. I don't need it anymore. So yeah, anyway, so should I say more? Should we read a little bit? What do you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
can read that.
yeah, I'll just
You
read
want
it.
me to? Yeah. Even though this feels very real, it isn't the truth because it isn't love. That's so cool because I just think about even yesterday when I went and did my blood work and x-rays. I went to two different clinics and I didn't do an appointment because you can do walk-in, but when I got there, they said, do you have an appointment? And I said, no. Do I need one? Oh, no, they said. And they said, well, you'll come right in. I didn't even have to wait. I was the only patient there. And they were so good. Like it was funny because I had to take x-rays of my feet and hands, and my hands were all shaky, and I had to hold these positions, which were difficult because of my bones. And they were so nice, and I just felt so good
Right.
going around. And then my next appointment, no one was there, and somebody was like, I can't believe it's not even busy in there. I got in right away, and the lady's there, and I'm a little nervous. She's like, well, just sing. And I'm like, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. And I didn't even feel it. She was like this angel that took my blood. I couldn't believe it. I said, who are you? That was amazing.
No,
I could
no,
do that again.
every
Everything was
person.
just so beautiful, and everyone was beautiful. It's
Wow.
amazing. I'm like, and then my mind will get in there and be like, well, the world's not real, it's illusion. And it takes these teachings and then makes me feel like what I've experienced isn't real. But I've
Yeah.
experienced it.
Nothing
It's
is
it's God coming through. It's love. It's the life force. It's just perfect and beautiful. I brought a book and I couldn't even read it. I'm like, I didn't even have time to read my book or what, it was just so nice. So I think
Um,
that's,
I think it's fantastic. Matter of fact, I think next time my blood taken, I'm gonna start singing.
yeah, do it and close your eyes. I have my eyes closed. I was breathing. I've never felt that calm before. I'm usually a little bit agitated, but I was completely calm. I'm like, who am I? Who am I? I'm not even sweating. Usually my body will even get a reaction. It was just unbelievable. I was blown away. So,
That's that sounds good. That was nice. They teach you well. The doctor's offices that are not that have where they're in the weeds, basically, especially in the weeds.
yeah,
When they're in the weeds in the doctor's office, it's just a horrible place to be.
yeah,
It's just and then everyone else is kind of in the weeds, and they're running late, and everyone's the whole it's a whole day affair. But when we're in the good mood, it's the opposite. It's fantastic place to be.
yeah.
Then it was, oh hi, how are you? Sit down. Oh sure, blah, blah, blah. They're very nice.
Yeah, yeah. That's how she went. She's like, oh, you haven't eaten. Finish your lunch. Just take your time. She says, you're our only patient. I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
How is
Well,
that
only
possible?
wonder why that is.
I said, and then when it wasn't busy, in my mind, it said that's because I set out to come. Audrey's out, so everybody cleared away so I could have a nice
Because
experience.
when my parents that was at a restaurant and there was no one there, my mother.
No one at the restaurant? Hello? What happened, Wayne? I don't hear you now. Did I lose you? Did we lose you, Rev Wayne? Hmm. Not sure what happened to Rev there. I think I could, well, I don't want to keep reading. I don't know. I don't hear you, Rev Wayne. I don't know, maybe you're gonna go out and come back in, or something's happened. Mm. All right, let's read a little more. In order to see with our therapist, there, yeah, he got kicked out. I'll just read a bit because I don't want dead air. Um, Even though this feels very real, it isn't the truth because it isn't love. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome yesterday. I love that. And today. Today's great too already. In order to see with our inner therapist's vision, we have to, oh, now I can't turn the page. Practice the proper use of denial. That's from A Course in Miracles text, chapter 2. The body's eyes always report evidence of separation to us. To see with a new set of eyes, we have to remind ourselves that what we are experiencing feels very real, but isn't the truth. The form isn't the truth. Death isn't the truth. Sickness and suffering are not the truth. Deny that the experience is real and give it to your inner therapist. When we deny what we see, we are essentially saying that what is out there is an effect of our sleeping child mind and cannot change the truth about ourselves or anyone else. Try out lesson 14 from the Course. With eyes closed, think of all the horrors in the world that cross your mind. Name each one as it occurs to you, and then deny its reality. God did not create it, and so it is not real. Say, for example, God did not create that war, and so it is not real. God did not create that airplane crash, and so it is not real. God did not create that disaster. You can specify the disaster, and so it is not real. And I wonder, like I was thinking, God did not create that airplane crash. Did God create the airplane? God didn't create the airplane or this world. That always gave me comfort that God wasn't seeing me here, because what kind of God would there be if that's the way this world was, that, only some people got healed, and, some people die in this horrific thing and others don't, but we all die. So that makes me think of that. Like, God did not create an airplane either.
Yeah, I
And
was just going to mention here, this is what Wayne has mentioned this lesson more than once, that this is one of his favorite lessons. And it's not his birthday lesson, but his birthday is a couple days before this. I think it's the 11th. January 14th is also Sharon's birthday and Miss Sharon Murphy, and that's their birthday lesson. And that's the lesson that Dove was reading when he had been going through chemotherapy and had all
wow.
this radiation and everything. And he read it and said, God did not create cancer, and so it's not real. And he said, if God didn't create cancer, then what am I doing?
Yeah,
And,
wow. Yeah.
and he was healed really from that point. So
That's amazing, eh?
I thought
Yeah,
I'd mention that.
yeah, lesson 14. Thank you for reminding me of that. I know Rev Wayne's talked about that. Lesson 14, he actually had me work on that. Remember last year when we were talking about something going on with me, and he said to me, he said to stay with that lesson for a while, and I did, and it was very helpful. Yeah, good. I wonder what happened to Rev Wayne.
I don't
He
know.
didn't even come back in.
Yeah,
Oh,
is he coming
it's
back?
okay. It's fine. I'm just wondering, but I mean, the fact is he's not here. So maybe what I might do is I don't want to keep reading without him. But Robert Bob says in the chat, same for me with my illusion of throat cancer. It did not matter what I saw or felt. I guess he's saying that he was saying that too about the God did not create cancer, so it's not real. Yes,
All right,
that's
here's
what
Wayne
he's saying.
calling. Hey, Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Sugar went down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
My wife says that hers is working a little on and off, but mine's not working at all.
Okay. So do you want Audrey to keep reading?
Yeah, have her keep reading. I'll try every now and then to get back in. I'll try every 5 minutes to get back in.
Okay.
So if you see me pop up, I'll be there.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It happened before you're on, but I figured it won't happen again. The workers are working on the house. Who knows what they're doing? They only cut the wire.
Yeah, never know. That's right. So,
All right, so we'll see.
all right, sweetie.
But sorry about that. So if I can't get back in, God bless everyone. Peace.
All right. They all heard that because you're on the mic.
Nice.
All right, so I'll see you Thursday.
All right. Love you, buddy.
But I'm gonna take it 2 minutes from now, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Sorry about this. It's 2 weeks in a row that I'll just get that. That's weird. All right. See
All
ya.
right. All right. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, so I'll read a little bit. We can end. I do have a song I can share, and it's a long song. It's like 8 minutes long, so we could cut out a bit early and I could share that.
That
It's a
sounds
good,
good.
it's a really good song I just found the other day, and I'm like, wow, it's got a bit of controversy maybe in it, but I think that's I'm feeling to share that. So I'll stop in about 10, 12 minutes here.
Yeah.
So I'd love it if you would join in with me, Lynn.
All
So
right. Yeah, I'm here. So absolutely.
okay, so we're doing lesson 14, and we're talking about God not creating whatever it is we specify, and so it is not real. Suitable subjects for the application of today's idea also include anything you are afraid might happen to you or to anyone about whom you are concerned. I used to have this high gear when I after I had Christopher, I think, is when it really started coming in, would be just oh, and for me it's always I have a movie going. It's like a movie in my head about what's about life, really. And I would get these visions or maybe previews, if you want to call it that, of my kid being in an accident or my mom picking him up and then he gets hurt. There's Rev Wayne. He's back. All right, Rev Wayne, can we hear you? See if we can
Hi,
hear him.
you hear me?
All right. Yeah, you're back.
Awesome. Yay.
Good. So it's working, but I don't know if it'll stay that way. My wife says it's on and off, so if I disappear again. And I was a little talking, I don't know what the heck I was saying, but I suddenly didn't hear you respond, so I'm like, oh, her mic must be off. I'm like,
Yeah.
I looked up and it said you're not connected to the internet, so oops.
Yeah. That's a good reminder. You're not connected.
That's
Beep,
right.
beep, beep.
That's right.
You know, don't
That's it,
hit
man.
the
I
disconnect.
started doing that. I do that sometimes. But that's a rabbit hole too.
Yeah.
You start doing too much of that. Everything's a metaphor because everything is a metaphor. But I'm not sure I get it right all the time. So oh my God, so you start seeing things, especially if your mind's filled with metaphors that aren't necessarily healthy.
Yeah. Yeah,
The TV shows
exactly.
you watch, the things you on TV, and your programming is that right? Is that right on? So you start seeing metaphors that aren't healthy, and you're like, oh no. Yeah.
Exactly. So guess what? We were talking about lesson 14.
Oh,
Your
that's my favorite lesson.
Yes, that's what Lynn came in and said, reminded me too about it. And she was saying that's what you used or Dove used for cancer. When he had cancer, he
Yeah,
used this lesson,
yeah.
and that it's your favorite lesson.
It is. It's my
And
favorite.
your birthday lesson, right?
No, my birthday.
Oh yeah, right. The
Yeah,
15th.
I'm on the 11th, my birthday.
Oh,
So
11th.
Yeah, the 11th. But it's close enough to my birthday if that means anything. But the 14th is my favorite lesson because the whole course is sort of summed up in that. I mean, every lesson has the whole course summed up in it. But this seems to be on the nose for me, at least.
Mm.
You look at everything. Eventually, you're looking at everything that passes by your mind in your mind, and you declare it to be meaningless.
Yeah.
Everything, but very specifically at the same time. And I look at that. It's not even that. It's not even that. I look at that war, but I look at World War II, and
Hmm.
it has no meaning because God didn't make it, so therefore it doesn't exist. And maybe he had some friends in World War II, or he had friends in Korea, or whatever the heck it is. And I look at that Parkinson's disease,
Mm.
and so that's personal, and it might even sting. So you deal with those feelings, and then
Sorry.
eventually, what?
Just sorry, I'm just sharing lesson 14. I was thinking maybe you could whoops, you could read it.
Okay, sure. We'll do it
Why
right.
doesn't it have that?
I don't know how to get rid of that, but when I see that, I can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it just went away.
Oh.
I don't know why it was.
Every once in a while, they ask for money.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's a pop-up and you gotta move away from it. That's all. Okay. You want to read lesson 14?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He says, God did not create a meaningless world. The idea for today is, of course, the reason why a meaningless world is impossible. What God did not create does not exist. That's the key right there. Everything that does not exist exists as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It's your own making and does not exist. And that's the whole shebang right there.
Yeah.
Nothing exists that you created, and you create everything you see and experience. You create everything you're experiencing is your
Mm.
creation. Everything.
Yeah.
And so everything you're experiencing, and right down to the bone,
Mm.
is not there. That's the illusion. Everything that's there is the illusion.
Yeah.
So the division the not there is there. And that's the whole trick. That's why it's a bit confusing. We don't understand that completely.
So let's go back to the example I was giving about yesterday at the doctor's. So none of that is real either?
Yeah, well, that's the ultimate truth. And then you come down to our three-dimensional, our second level, level two. We're not going to bounce from our one level all the way up to the highest level.
Yeah, yeah.
No, normally we won't. Sometimes you can. Who knows what happens? I mean, I don't want to blanket statement the whole thing, but generally you take steps up. The Holy Spirit will move you up step by step by step. You take steps, baby steps. Two turtles, right? And
Yeah.
you move baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And so one you move slowly but surely into the forgiving dream, into the happy dream, into the real world. And then to get there, you have to have one. You want to remove all the negativity, and that's fun.
Mm, yeah.
The doing might not be fun, but where you end up can be when you get rid of all the negativity as you end up in fun places. As you get
Hmm.
closer and closer towards the forgiving dream, your images around you become more and more conducive to joy and peace and pleasure.
Right, yeah.
That's why when you
Yeah.
get to the forgiving dream, by the time you get to the real world, you're in complete control.
Mm,
You're not even
right.
trying. You just control
Yeah.
as who you are. You're more and more lucid, more and more lucid, more and more lucid. And as opposed to jumping over into it completely. Because you have to build up your soul, build your soul up, and build up your ability to hold on to things that you bring into you. To hold on to the joy. Otherwise, you'll explode.
Yeah. The vessel shatters. It's too much.
Yeah, exactly. Your soul just pops out, and next thing you know, you're sick and you're tired, and you're taking in too much. It's like too much cheesecake, you know. You have enough cheesecake, it's a nice amount, you feel really good. It's like, yeah, that's nice. You come down slowly off the sugar, hopefully. But too much sugar, too much cheesecake, your stomach feels bad. You come down really hard. You're too tired, you know. So you have a hangover from cheesecake. You know, you're unhealthy after a while because you have too much. But the joy in the cheesecake is the same as the joy in anything else. It's joy.
Yeah.
You have to figure out how much joy, how big, and if you could do it, if you had the cheesecake and still not get unhealthy, the people like that. How do you eat so much and stay healthy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stay healthy. Yeah.
What do you
I don't
think?
know. Just got a good genes, I guess.
Exactly. You know, so they can tolerate it. So they have enough. The soul is big enough to carry that type of love, that type of light.
Hmm. Nice.
So things get better slowly. So you're thinking it was real enough. It's as real since it's like the nines. She goes, it's as real as anything's gonna be for you at this point.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's the experience. That is kind of that's sort of the gift about this all is that God gets a chance to look through these eyes.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
really, in a sense, it's like, wow, I'm meeting God. Every person is that potential, right? Whether it's covered up or not. I can choose to see past any of that. And it's easier because of my own contrast learning and my own experience. Because if I didn't have that, then I get I used to be people shouldn't be like that, right?
Right, yeah.
And so I'd
Yeah,
be upset. And
yeah.
it's like, listen here, lady, to myself, sometimes I'm like that.
Yep.
So people are like that. It's like I'm arguing reality.
Yeah,
People shouldn't
exactly.
be like that, but the fact is that people are like that,
Or
including myself.
you won't be seeing it if you want like that. You won't
And
be.
that's so weird that we don't see that
Yep.
as people. Like how, and even me, it's like, how was that so slippery? And how does it even still get slippery? It's like this program is so, it's just so elaborate and extensive and it exhausts everything. And
Well,
hey, it's ego.
it is exactly. Well, that's one of the reasons why it's so slippery. Because you said that we got through seeing through our eyes, and that sounds kind of fun. And then we're
Yeah,
having fun here, and we want to stay here. And then there's the egos kind of laughing at us because we don't really don't want to stay in. I had a dream one night. I woke up from the dream and I really realized how negative it is to be in this level. That we're really meant for much higher place, much higher things. And
right.
this level is a level of
Yeah.
toys, and we should be much higher beings, And so it's like if we can, and how do we remember that, but at the same time have fun here?
Yeah.
And McKen used to say, like, every time you have fun here, you're spitting on Jesus.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
every time,
spitting?
yeah, he wasn't saying what he was saying is in theory, he was saying that.
Right. Okay.
Sexuality, if you really look at it specifically, he said every time you have fun here, every time you try to pursue the American dreams with me and try to pursue pleasure and happiness, you're actually spitting on him because he's the whole reason for the world was for it to fail. It's what
Mm,
we set the whole world up.
yeah.
This was a punishment to God. It wasn't not supposed to be here. We're supposed to let go of it. And can we let
Mm,
go of the world? And can you let go of the world? Like John
yeah.
Lennon said, I wonder if you can.
Yeah. I don't know because as soon as I'm here as this person talking, I'm already
Exactly.
invested in the world. So
Exactly.
no, how can you?
I mean, how can you? Because as soon as you start talking, you're saying, I'm here.
Yeah.
As soon as you ask the question, how did I get here? You're saying, all right, I'm here. How did that happen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so,
And if you say,
it's
I'm not
just,
here, then there's no question to ask.
It seems so impossible, and yet the experience of now, like, of course, when I'm thinking of past and future, it's all confusing because that's not right here and now,
Exactly.
where this peace and silence and love and stillness all is.
You know, Einstein said that there is no now.
Really? Oh, there is no
There's
now.
only past and future. And actually,
Okay,
he didn't say past and future, but he said there's only later and earlier.
right.
He said
According to thinking,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
He said that if you look at the best way to look at it, and this is not exactly what it is, but the best way to look at it is California and New York time difference. He goes that really, well, I've always said that with that there is a now, but we see it as earlier and later. But he would say yes, but that really is there is earlier and later takes precedence over the now.
right.
Is more primary is the earlier and later. Is is where the sun is and how it relates to the earth and so forth. I don't know, but that was what he said that essentially there is no time. Time is an illusion, and so is past. So past, present, future is an illusion, and the universe is not a universe of becoming; it's a universe of being.
Mm,
And you are being born right now, and you are dying right now.
mm,
Every part
mm.
of your life has already happened.
Right, yeah, right. There's all
This is
those.
Einstein.
Wow.
This is
Yeah,
Einstein. So I would say to
that's
people,
incredible.
if you can quote Einstein, you can just, people kind of, oh yeah, Einstein, that must be kind of true,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
And then it means smart Einstein.
Yeah, smart Einstein. Hey,
Yeah,
I got a
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
hmm?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm
No,
done.
go, you go.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Well, I was just saying to Lynn that I had a song to share and it's about 8 minutes long.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
should we get off the live stream or?
Yeah. We'll
No,
get
okay.
off the live and all that. If you don't mind, is
No,
that
not at
okay? Or
all. No, not at all. I mean, I love you. I love your music, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
okay.
Thank you so much, Rev Wayne and Oddsy. And even with the little blips there, it was all just perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love it. So let me go ahead and
Okay.
stop the YouTube.
So good.